Hello guys, it's your boy Noel here. This is the last trading day of the week, Friday, so I look to take a long on NQ. I was not expecting TGIF, which is a retracement for Friday, to be bearish down into the weekly, into 20 to 50% of the weekly range. Why? Because price already retraced, gave a big retracement yesterday, Thursday, so I'm not expecting that today. So here is me pointing out my entry. I pointed out there, buy here, and I bought. Went to my XNES terminal and bought. Placed my stop loss at $800 thereabout and targeting $3,600. This is my demo account. I've traded live account 3 times this week and I'm up in profit for the week. So I decided not to trade live account again, just 3 times a week, and that's okay. I'm done for the week. So discipline is a very, very important aspect of trading, which I seem to have no problem with. I don't even think I'm disciplined. I just do what needs to be done. It's just that simple for me. I don't force it. So this is me marking out my partial, where I'm going to take first partial, which is at that high. I marked out the candle's body because that high could be a rejection block. I don't want any issues that will not allow me to come out from my trade early. I didn't want this thing whining me. 9:30 was yet to open, but it was, I think, in about 10 minutes from this time when I took the entry. So 9:30 was in 10-minute time. So I placed the entry, placed my stop loss, targeting that high for first partial and the one above that high for the main target. So this is me pointing out on a trading terminal, and see how it goes. Price was supposed to react to that FVG, but it just dipped. It just dumped down and took me out. Took my trade out. I didn't take any other trade. I didn't force it, even though it's demo. I take my demo just like my live account. So whenever I get taken out of a trade, I would have easily hopped back on again, but I decided not to. I just left the trade to pan out on paper. So that's the next thing I'm looking at. I don't just lose interest when I see that I've been stopped out, because that's not what I'm looking at. It's not about the money. It's not about the demo money. It's not about the real money. It's about the trade itself, the analysis itself. So at this point in time, I just benched myself and sat to see if price was reaching for my buy side target. At this point, I was thinking that price was probably trying to drop to that low before it goes bullish. And by the way, 9:30 was near, so it makes sense to me that price might want to spike through that low, because 9:30 always tend to have this spiky reaction. Look at all that movement. What I'm looking at is bullish enticement. It is enticing people to buy. So I had to go against them. That's what price was doing. It was a little bit tough today, I won't lie, because it just kept stabbing below the low. What it's doing there is taking out trader stop loss. Those people who bought it is taking them out. They entice you to buy, take you out. So it kept giving reactions like that, which you would see in when the 9:30 opened. You see that when the 9:30 opened, which is this is me marking out the partial on trading view. That buy side liquidity view, I'm going to take first partial. But the high after that, relative equal high after that, is my main full profit target. Yeah. I pointed it out that my buy is still valid, that buy side is still very valid. But I want to see if price wants to reach for sell side first before coming there. But if it doesn't, it's okay for me. It's okay by me. So I'm waiting for the 9:30 that will most likely spike through this SSL. I was expecting that 9:30 would spike through sell side before going bullish. And look at that. Look at that movement, that bullish movement. That's enticing people. Buy. Aha. That right there. This is 9:30. So enticing people to buy, and then went against them. I like to look for moves like this in the market because they tend not to see. Right there, taking out their stop loss right there. Anyone who bought immediately, who rushed in, especially these retail traders to buy, have been stopped out there. And that would cause price to move smoothly. And look at how it moves smoothly straight to my partial. Took it out immediately. Took out my partial immediately. Right there. So this is me marking out my partial. Beautifully smashed through my first partial. So that was my first partial, not my full profit target. That was what I was annotating here. Chat was a little bit rough, so I think this is the time I should be deleting. So retracement into that fair value gap, that 15-minute fair value gap, that was what I was looking at. Price has retraced, and I'm going to use the upper half as support to the upside. That's what I'm thinking at this point in time. The new day opening gap low, that's what I'm looking at. The NDOG low to take price back up to reach for my second target. So I pointed out that I seen price stab through my stop loss before displacing to the upside. So looking at those weeks, how they stabbed through my stop loss, that shows that I had a valid stop loss there. My stop loss placement was good. Everything was good and going as planned. Right there. So midnight open, look at how price failed to touch the midnight open. That's strong bullish signature. Price failed to touch the midnight opening line. Came pretty close to it, but did not touch it. So that's me dragging out my target forward from the back. I've been pointing out that target all the way since when the morning session began. So I think I was typing here that this is my final target, and if I can get that final target, I am done for Friday and for the week. Done for the week. This is the last trading day of the week. I don't have to do anything again. So yeah, so I'm done for Friday. That's why I pointed out here. Yep. And some delivery for my final target. I'm content. See how price got to my final target and just began to roll over. That's no coincidence. That's no coincidence. Price got to my target and then began to roll over to the downside. Just kept going lower and to the downside. This TGIF, I was not expecting it. Just look at this massive drop. I wasn't expecting this at all. At all. Just look at that drop. It just kept dropping. Just kept dipping lower. Just kept dipping. Non-stop. All the way to the PM session, which just begun. So PM session might be looking to take out this high and then continue lower, or might be looking to reach for this ORG low of Monday, the opening range low of Monday, and then continue lower. I don't know. When I've done my analysis, I would know that. I'll be back to see how it delivers. So yeah, that's it.